are going to have an amazing guest with us today. We have Christina, the cybersecurity officer at the EU Agency for Cybersecurity. I'm so excited to hear what she has to say about, all things cyber. Christina, are you with us?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Where are you joining us from today?
Well, I'm joining from home, which is in Athens, Greece.
Yeah, Athens, Greece. How's the weather out there? What's it like out there right now?
Well, today it's sunny. It's almost 16 degrees. It's nice.
I guess it's a misconception. So every time I went to Greece, it was kind of like rainy, but then sunny very quickly shortly after the rain. So that's pretty dope. So tell me more about what you do in cyber.
So I'm a cybersecurity officer. I work at ENISA. I've been there for 8 years, and I have been doing a range of activities and different projects during these years. Lately, I have been focusing on the cybersecurity challenges and bringing to youth, let's say, the spirit of cybersecurity and how to deal with this, how to follow cybersecurity path, and how they can advance their career in cybersecurity. So we have a lot of CTFs and competitions that are going on at the European level and also for the first time now at the international level. And we're focusing on enhancing the experience of people that are participating in such competitions, but also in further promoting these activities and also enhancing balanced representation of countries, of different nations, of gender, of enthusiasts from different disciplines to join these kind of competitions.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. And trying to get individuals to participate in these CTFs and getting in the spirit of cyber. What have been some of your recruitment challenges, or what are some of the difficulties that you face in maintaining the spirit of cyber?
Well, I think one of the main challenges is to attract more people on
Mm,
that field, especially for female. It's a bit difficult in the beginning. We
mhm,
really have to convince them to make them understand that this is going to be a very nice experience for them, and
mm.
that mingling with other people is going to benefit everybody, not only the team but also the people that are going to join the teams. Definitely attracting new talents is one of the key challenges that we have,
Mhm.
and also further promoting these activities to other countries that might have lower participation in cybersecurity, like for us in the European Union, attracting more member states and countries that have been traditionally not participating so far in competitions is something that we really strive to do.
So, do you think recruitment difficulty has anything to do with maybe their preconceived notions about cybersecurity? Maybe that it's like boring, or that it's just for dudes. Like, why do you think it's so hard to recruit?
Well, I think that we can do some better work on promoting role models. I think that there have been already
Mhm,
some great activities that inspire women in cyber lately, and
mhm,
throughout these activities, I have seen some results. I have seen more people joining, more people being more convinced, more people being inspired by those people. So I think that the key word here is setting the example for the
mhm,
younger
mhm,
generation.
mhm.
So definitely, this is something that we can do and that we can further promote.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter really what field you're in. Representation matters. It's a big deal. How's retention in these activities, like with the CTFs and the meetings and the extracurriculars that you guys have?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we have some criteria and some requirements for having people joining the CTFs that we are organizing. So, for example, there is the age range that someone has to fit in order to participate, at least in the European or the International Cybersecurity Challenge. And we see definitely that there are many people that are young, even younger than the age limit allows, and that they could definitely join in the future years. But also we see that people that are reaching to the age limit of the 25, 26-year-old that are leaving this field with let's say, sadness, because this is something that they really like to do and they really enjoy participating in these events. But of course, for many people at this age of the 24, 25, 26, other things are starting to happen, like they finish with their universities and their master's degrees, and they start to focus on their careers. So it's inevitable that at some point there is a transitioning phase which happens around this age.
Awesome. And you have some slides to share with us today.
Yeah, sure. Yes, I do have. I do have some slides in order to provide you some further information about the competitions that I have been mentioning, and for the Team Europe as well, that I'm preparing for the international competition. Would you like me to share the slides?
Absolutely. Would love to see what you have today.
Excellent.
And if we have time, I'd love to get back to how you got to where you got, because that seems like a pretty impressive position to be in. Just saying.
Yes, of course. But let me first try to.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. For some reason, I cannot find the slides that could appear in the on the screen. Let me try again.
Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen?
I cannot.
Okay. Can you see the screen now?
No, I can't. No.
Apologies.
Something's happening. We're screen sharing. There we go. Okay.
Okay. Excellent. So I'm going to use the next about 15 minutes in order to give you an overview of the upcoming international cybersecurity competition, and also the preparations for the Team Europe participation in this competition. And I will also conclude with some activities that we have been conducting together with the female candidates for Team Europe, and how this has actually formed a spin-off for further activities for young girls that would like to participate further in competitions. I think this is also very pertinent to the topic of this event. So I will start with the International Cybersecurity Challenge, which is the first version of it, and that it's going to take place mid of June in Athens. As you can see, we have the date, which is the 14th up to the 17th of June of 2020. And we're going to focus the first day on testing, the second day on having a CTF of Jeopardy style. When we're talking about CTFs of Jeopardy style, it's actually challenges that are focusing around different categories like web exploitation, binary exploitation, reverse engineering, crypto, or other kind of, let's say, networking attacks. Then we have the second day of the actual competition, the third day in a row that you see there, which is the attack and defense day, where we have different activities to red teaming and blue teaming, and therefore they are going to have a competition among the different teams that are going to be formed for the International Cybersecurity Challenge. And of course, during the last day, we have the awards ceremony for the winners to be announced and the prizes that are going to be delivered. The place of the execution of the International Cybersecurity Challenge, or the ICC as we call it, is going to be Athens, Greece, as I mentioned before, and we have identified a nice venue, which is in the South Athens, very close to the sea, which is the Stavros Niarchos Foundational Cultural Center that you can see also in this picture. So this is going to be the building where we're going to host the competition for these 4 days. The teams that are going to be participating in the international competition are up to 9 teams. We have still been in discussions with all these teams. We have been communicating with Canada, US, South America, Brazil, Southern Africa, Northern Africa, Oceania, Asia, and all these are very willing to form. They have formed already, most of them, teams that would like to participate in the International Cybersecurity Challenge. And the regions have formed teams that have at least 64 nations being involved in total for this competition. Some basic information now about the Team Europe that will be participating in this event. So the main objectives for forming Team Europe, of course, is to have them training in order to identify what would be the final team members for the Team EU. We have currently a pool of candidates, and what we want out of this is to not only form the final team, but also create a diverse and strong team that will be competitive and that, of course, could achieve the best possible result for the competition. So what we did was to actually launch a pre-selection process. In order to do that, we came in contact with national representatives from the different member states that have been already participating in the European Cybersecurity Challenge, and we asked them to propose up to 4 candidates, where the limitation there was that there has to be a balance where they can propose up to 2 male and up to 2 female candidates per country. So the successful candidates joined the training path, as we call it, meaning a series of training activities that were focusing in identifying what are the best talents in order to form the final team. And also we conducted some CTF qualifiers in order to assess performance of these candidates. We have some statistics here from the countries that have been selected and from the candidates that are coming from the different member states. You can see next to the country the number of participants that we have currently in the pool of candidates for Team Europe. And as you can see, we have actually 21 countries involved, and in total we have 55 candidates coming from these 21 member states. The gender balance that we have achieved, and definitely we think that there is even further room for improvement here, is to have 40 male candidates and 15 female candidates for Team Europe. I think that there is also the need to take a step back in order to help you identify what is the ecosystem, what are the main actors for having all these activities for Team Europe and for taking decisions and for basically conducting all these different events and activities around Team Europe. So we have ENISA, the organization from which I'm coming from, the EU Agency for Cybersecurity. And then we have the steering committee for the International Cybersecurity Challenge that has been formed and has representatives from the different teams that I mentioned also previously in the slides. We have also the ECSC, the European Cybersecurity Challenge Steering Committee, but also a subcommittee from the ECSC that is focusing on the international participation. And this is the instrument that we are also using in order to finalize decisions, to review some of the next steps that we are drafting as ENISA, together also with the steering committee of the international competition, but also with the Team Europe trainers team, which is a team of 5 people that have been focusing in CTFs as well and have a very relevant experience and that are helping out in forming the training path for Team Europe. So the roadmap for the preparations that we have followed for the Team EU and that we have drafted together with the Team Europe trainers is to provide an access to a training platform that we have set up from the very beginning the requirements for this training platform, and that we have procured in order to have not only Team Europe training there and practicing their skills, but also providing access to the different teams for the international cybersecurity competition that will also be participating. So this is a continuous activity, actually, the access to the training platform for all the Team EU candidates. We have also some physical events that are taking place. We call them bootcamps. So we had the first bootcamp in July. We had another one in October, and we had the third one really recently in March. We have also some CTF qualifiers, as I mentioned before. So we had the first CTF qualifier in early September after the first bootcamp, where we had the opportunity to assess the performance of the candidates. And then we are going to have also the second CTF qualifiers in about 1 week and a half in early April, where we're going to then follow with the final selection of the 15 members that will comprise the final Team Europe. So a few information about the bootcamps that we have done. We have tried to focus on different aspects of Jeopardy style challenges, but also of attack and defense challenges. So in the first bootcamp that we conducted in Tallinn of Estonia, we had been focusing on mobile security and attack and defense. And of course, in order to bring some cohesion in the team, we had also some team building activities in order to provide the opportunity to the team members of Team Europe candidates to network and to meet each other and build some team spirit among themselves. So we followed with a second bootcamp in Turin of Italy, where we saw some other elements, namely the web exploitation and crypto. And again, we had some team building activities for further enhancing the collaboration within the team. And in March of 2022, where we had in The Hague of the Netherlands, the third bootcamp, we focused on binary exploitation, and in particular in heap exploitation, and also in forensics and attack and defense. Mm-hmm. As I mentioned before, we have been striving for balancing the participation of candidates for Team Europe in terms of gender, but also in terms of country representation. And in order to further enhance the let's say the ratio between the female and the male candidates for Team Europe, we have been also focusing in activities that can help the female candidates further develop their skills and also their collaboration. So we have done some hands-on activities for the 15 female candidates of Team Europe. We have done a training back-to-back with the European Cybersecurity Challenge of 2021 in Prague, where we had a training on web exploitation. And then we had also another training back-to-back with the third bootcamp of Team EU in The Hague, where we had a very nice training on binary exploitation. We have also a Discord channel for all these people in order to allow them to communicate through a platform, but also to allow them to collaborate in order to all of them participate in CTFs that have been organized online. And also they are invited from time to time to participate in panel discussions that ENISA is organizing, but also in physical meetings that we organize all together in order to hang out. We have some take-up activities as well in order to further enhance the diversity in ECSC, but also in the ICC and Team Europe. So we're trying to open up these activities that I mentioned before for the hands-on trainings for females. And recently, Austria, who is going to undertake the next organization for the European Cybersecurity Challenge, launched the platform of the Open ECSC. You can see the link right there on the bottom left. The openECSC.eu is actually a platform that has already been launched and is referring to individuals, but also to mixed teams that would like to participate in in many different challenges that are hosted there in order to practice their skills and eventually to also, if they want, participate in the national qualifiers in order to have an opportunity to be at the final national team that is taking participation in the ECSC of 2022. So apart from that, there are also some ENISA activities around identifying young talents and promoting balance in teams that are being formed for representing Europe as well. So a recent activity that we had was an online cybersecurity challenge in the form of a Christmas card. So around the days of the Christmas break, we had a Christmas card that was including actually some hidden messages with steganography, and the people that would see this Christmas card on Twitter and other social media would be able to unravel, let's say, this story and see how they can find the hidden messages and go to the next steps up until they reach to the end of this puzzle. And of course, those people that managed to do that were communicated by us, and they were also involved in activities that we are conducting from now on. So this is, in brief, what we have been doing and what I had to show you for the International Cybersecurity Challenge, but also for the preparations of Team Europe and the side activities that we have. Thank you very much for your attention.